Hi there and welcome to Leading Me Wee Gems. I'm Mags Bell and today I'm going to be talking about work-life balance. Work-life balance. What the hell does that actually mean? Well, I've always struggled with this one because work and life are never just balanced, not in that linear sense of the scales being exactly the same. And in actual fact, that's not how our lives work. Even if we take work out of it, our life is never just the one thing that sits in balance with another thing. So I'd like to talk about the fact that we use this and we throw it around. And for some people, it really means I start at this time and I stop at this time and then I have my life after that. And really, in reality, that never works. It just doesn't work. But there is some people that, structurally they go in at a certain time, they come out at a certain time, and then they go into their home and then they come out of that. But there's things that happen in between that throw you off balance. There's things that happen that you do more of at work than you wanted to, and then you have to go back to the other things that are really important, and the priorities are there, and then the same happens at home. So when we're looking at work-life balance, don't put yourself under pressure thinking it's got to be those scales that sit exactly like that. I think it's far more important if we take the time to decide the priorities in our work, the priorities in our lives, and how we can make those two fit. And by that, again, I don't mean having the scales being exactly the same, but in actual fact that when we catch ourselves getting more and more down and into work when in actual fact family were expecting you to be there at a certain time, or that we're not being fully present with our family when we're there because we've got, one eye here and the other eye on the phone, what am I doing? If we can actually just be present to each thing, studies have shown none of us, including women, can multitask. Now, don't get me wrong, we can do several things at the one time, but to be effective at multitasking, we are doing something, then we take our focus off it and we move it on to something. Well, you've lost seconds just moving that focus onto that something else, right? If we're doing that something else and we move to that something, we've lost focus again, and some time in between to gather where are we and what we're doing, then we focus on the next thing. So each time that we move from one thing to something else, we're losing time. And as much as we can spin plates, it exhausts us and it doesn't get the work or the family life done in the best way possible. And time again, study after study, it has shown that to be true. So you may see yourself as a wonderful multitasker. I once did. I thought it was fantastic at multitasking. But it catches up with you eventually. Right? And it certainly caught up with me. And I made myself really ill because I was focusing way too much on the work aspect. And it was, let me explain it through the Leading Me ladder of leadership. The ego has two sides. So it belittles and it bigs it up. And bigging it up, you've got control and judgment. Belittling, you've got blame and victim. And right in the middle of all of those, so you've got two at each side, you have leading me. And that is when you're responsible and you're in balance. I actually have two tools that can bring you back once you're aware where you are. But the main thing about this is we often get caught in this control and judgment side, and it has to be done, and it has to be done like this, and I need to get it done, and there's nothing stopping me because and if we get that done, then that's it, and we bore ourselves silly, let alone other people around us. When in actual fact, we need to look at, okay, I need that done. If I get that done, then what am I going to do to balance that up? And that may be I need to do a wee bit of meditation, a bit of yoga. It may be I need to spend time with other people because I've actually been in a project, my mind's been just right in it, I now need a break. I need time just to relax and allow my body and my mind and my soul just to have a bit of me time. It may be that, family members need some of my time, especially kids. We don't spend our time with the kids. It's the biggest regret that people have on their deathbed. They get through a great age, and one of their biggest regrets is that I didn't spend the time with the people I love, and I spent way too much time at work. So it's not a case of balancing it out. If I give 5 minutes to that, I give 5 minutes to this. If I give a day to that, I give a day to... That's not it. It's where is it best for me to operate, that people can get the best from me. That's leading me, right? That is leading me at its best. I need to work out what works best for me so that I can give my best to others. So work-life balance isn't really, to be honest, the way that most people see it. The way that we need to be looking at that balance is, the balance can be precarious, but at least it's sturdy. At least we can hold that balance and we can move to and fro. And if we understand what we're doing, we can do that every single time. However, if we don't actually use the belief system in this one, if we don't believe that that's the right way for us to go, I'll guarantee it's not the right way for you to go. So you have to look at it and say, okay, am I doing the right thing for me? Am I doing the right thing for those around me? For those who need a wee bit of my time, am I taking the time, and when do I take it? Do I give them a bit of time and then it's not fully present? No, absolutely not. We give presents easily to others, not realising our presence is the thing that people want more than anything. So keeping your eye on people, looking for what they're doing, how you can help them in the next step. Being fully present helps you to do that. And as leaders of people, that's what we need to be doing more and more. But there's other things we need to do ourselves. So making sure that the balance is that I do one thing when I'm doing it, I'm fully present to it. I will get that done quicker than I think the multitasking is going to take. And I won't actually, drain myself. I won't make myself ill. So work-life balance isn't what some people take it to be. It's what is it for you? And if you don't know that, you need to take time to sit down with yourself and go, okay, what is work-life balance for me? And then communicate that to the others around you, your work people, the people at home, right? You need to voice that and communicate that clearly. And then everybody becomes happy with that. So, work-life balance, would love to hear from you. Pop in the post below, let me know in your comments about what you're doing to make your life work well for you and others around you. And tips and hints for everyone else that we're here to share. Guys, this is for everybody out there. So let's share what our wins are, the best way that we do this, and the best way that we can communicate this to others. As I say, leading me is the one thing. If I'm not leading me, everyone else will suffer. If I'm not looking after where that ego is, and ego's a good thing, but if I'm not taking care of it, then it ends up, and I don't end up in that middle ground of just allowing and flow happens, then ego will master me. I want to be master of ego. If there's one thing I can actually control, it is me, the way I feel, the way I act, and the way I respond. I can't do it for anyone else. Neither can you. So let's do this together on Leading Me. So make sure your work-life balance is right for you, but you need time to sit and think about that. And as we're coming up to time for reflection, let's reflect on what's best for us and those around us. As I say every time, if you love, then give me some loving. If you want more of this, then hit the button and subscribe, follow, and you'll get all of these at any point in time that you wish. They'll pop up for you. And as I say, from me, for now, stay true, stay you, and keep bringing out your brilliance. Take care. Speak soon. Bye for now.